Hey guys.
Check complete. Let's head over to the bar.
Sound. Well, go on. Oh,
I
you're
was
on.
on mute. God damn, I was on mute. God damn. We're back. Like I said, yes, and welcome back to another episode of the VAR Bar. My name is Andrew, aka Rapping Drew, and I'm joined by my compadres, the Gooners. No Strizzer today, but he'll be back hopefully next week to answer for Thomas Frank's crimes. But we'll have to do it. But Mace Toast, man, how we doing?
We're good.
Yeah, we in the building, man.
Good.
Back again.
Back again. Obviously, as always, like, subscribe, share, follow us on VAR Bar Podcast. Obviously, comment section, be jumpy. Let us know if you have any questions for the panel, if you have any remarks for the panel, if you have anything to say, drop it in the comment section right there. You feel me? And yeah, man, let's get with the shits, man. Obviously, Black Friday weekend. We was hoping for a dark weekend as well. But I mean, as a Liverpool fan, it's been a bit of a dark week-ish. Hoping for, my fellow enemies to join as well. But obviously that didn't happen. But we live and we learn, man. Let's jump into the comments before we go into the game. Pav, shout out Pav saying a strange weekend. Liverpool won a game. Stop being a hater, Pav, man. Stop being a hater, Pav, man. Us winning is actually normal if you know ball. Tabo saying livid. When Tabo drops livid, you know he's livid. Shout out Tabs. Hey, Tabs has been flirting, by the way, to come online. So comment section, everyone else, apply pressure. Tabs, hashtag Tabs. Online, Tabs on the VAR Bar. I mean, he needs to come on. But yeah, man, let's just talk about the game, man. Chelsea versus Arsenal at the Bridge. Obviously, both teams came on the back of very good wins. Chelsea beat Barcelona, I think 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quick to forget, man. 3-0.
Yeah.
Straightforward win, man. Like, I was really impressed with Chelsea.
Very.
Obviously, at the start of the season, I was like, Chelsea are going to be our main ops. Chelsea are this, Chelsea are that. I got ridiculed for that. And obviously, the way the season started, they didn't really start that well in terms of performance-wise. They got a couple of results here and there, but they got, performance-wise, they weren't looking too good. But the game against Barcelona, I was like, yo, if they can keep this performance level going from the players that need to perform like this, Chelsea, you know what I mean? Let's see in the long run where they will end up in it. And then obviously Arsenal against Bayern Munich as well, which was, some will say it was a tale of two halves. For me, I think it was a brilliant performance from Arsenal, man. Like, I had zero smoke for Arsenal. I thought Arsenal handled the game pretty well. Both teams were missing players. I don't buy into that idea of, Luis Diaz and Arsenal were missing a bunch of players as well. But Arsenal did what they had to do against a team that was unbeaten, man. So both teams came into this game. Know what I mean? Top game. When was the last time we had a game? Chelsea, Liverpool. Has this ever happened that Arsenal were first and Chelsea was second? Top of the table clash between Arsenal and Chelsea. When has that happened? Is this Ranieri there?
I was going to say, because I remember it was 04-05 season. It was the year after we won the league, but Mourinho was jugging. I think Chelsea were top and we were second. But we may have been top. I think the game ended up being 2-2. Henry scored like a quick free kick. I don't know if you man remember.
Yeah.
Henry scored a quick free kick. Like, Czech was like sprawling. And then I think Chelsea came back twice in that game. I think we took the lead again, and Chelsea made it 2-2. So I know that was the top of the table clash. It was 04-05 season. But yeah, I don't know who was top that year. But I know that's as far back as I remember.
The last time, yeah.
Both teams have been competitive, 1 and 2. Yeah.
And you know what? And it's been a while, man, since the South has something to talk about. Now, I mean, if we go back to 1996, when Suge Knight came into that state, and when Outkast came into that stage to accept their Source Awards, they said the South has something to say. And this Sunday, the South had something to say, huh? West London versus North London, and it ended in a stalemate, man. But before I share my views, of course, Mace, man, you kick it off, man. pre-game, what was you thinking? Obviously, see Chelsea against Barcelona, yourself against Bayern Munich. And
Yeah.
then as the game went on, man. Shout out Gerald as well in the comments. Drop
Come
your
on,
tweets,
son.
Gerald. Gerald, you as well, man. Hashtag Gerald, come online. We need you on the show.
Facts.
Yeah, shout out Gerald. Evening, Gerald. Pre-game, it was mixed reviews for me, mixed feelings, because on one hand you had Odegaard and Gyökeres back, and then on the other hand you see that Saliba is injured, and you're just thinking, can we get a break, please? It never feels like we go into a game with our full squad, and obviously Jesus was back again, so that was good, but I think this game has taught us that it's weird how your defense plays a massive role to how a team plays. Usually, the role of a defense is just to give that stability. But the way Arsenal play, we play from the back, and we also have leaders in our back line, and that leadership transmit to how we play. Yeah, and it just turned out that way in regards to how the game unfolded. I know we're going to dive into the game a lot more, so I'll go back to you in regards to any questions you might have regarding the game.
Not yet, man. Toast, what about you?
Pre-match, obviously, while I'm not necessarily someone that buys into like unbeaten runs or anything, people were saying after this game that are 17 games unbeaten, couldn't care less. But pre-match, obviously, unbeaten runs, there's obviously context going into a game. We're in good form, just beaten Bayern, and I was feeling confident of getting a positive result. And in my head, at least going into the game, a positive result was a draw or a win. Obviously, it comes out a few hours before the game that Saliba is going to be unavailable, and yeah, from then on, I just knew that this game probably wasn't going to go the way I wanted it to go. To kind of bounce off Mace's point, not only does obviously how your defense plays has an impact on the whole team, but everyone knows Arsenal's identity is basically our defense, isn't it? No one's going to act like people know Arsenal for their attack or their midfield. Do you understand? Our identity is our defense. So getting into a top of the table clash.
But is that also, obviously, I get that, but is that also in terms of in possession and in build-up? Is that also
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't say so personally, but
if you see how many touches Raya gets a game, you see how many passes like Saliba and Gabriel make in between them and in between the back line, and how we always look to progress forward. So, and we'll get onto it in a little bit, but when I'm seeing Mosquera lump balls into the middle of the pitch, not to find anyone, by the way, not to try and find a 9, but just to get it up the play, I'm thinking, is this Chiswick Celtic again? Is this Touchline FC in East London and Wanstead? Like, brother, I'm sorry, man. Like, for a team, I've watched Arsenal all season, and that's not our identity, and that's not how we play. So, but to be completely fair, I completely understood that this is Mosquera, and I'm always pronouncing it Hikampi. How do I pronounce it?
Hikampi.
Is it PA? Yeah. Because it's
PA.
Colombian, right?
Yes. No. Yes. He
any
is.
Spanish dons, let us know what the pronunciation is of Ecuadorian. One of them.
Hikampi.
So going into the game, seeing like Mosquera and Hikampi at centre back, I knew it was going to be a tough test. And like I say every week, innit? Like, there's no easy games in the Prem. Like, Maresca has actually had this team playing without their centerpiece, Cole Palmer. Do you know what I mean? So I knew it was going to be a difficult game, innit, man? And obviously, I feel as if at least the first half went, the fact that we were missing 2 of our cornerstone centre backs had a big impact on how the game went. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. And then obviously, as the game starts, I think Chelsea ran out the starting blocks, playing really well, really aggressive, similar to how they played against Barcelona. Yeah, they were onto you, man. The same way they were onto Barcelona, they were onto you, man. And it was funny to see because obviously Arsenal, you guys are pretty, you guys are geared up to that type of performances nowadays, especially this season. We've seen it against Newcastle as well, where you kind of weathered the storm against them. But obviously in this game, it looked like you couldn't really get to grips with it, not necessarily with their physicality, but just with their intensity throughout. You know what I mean? And then, obviously, when Caicedo comes off, I'm thinking, yeah, this should be pretty straightforward because now the main, let's say, like the main blocker in front of their defense for you is out of the way now. So you guys kind of have a free hit to kind of dominate the midfield, which was pretty open. The gap between defense, the back line, and attack was huge. And that's something that we haven't seen from Arsenal before. And I've always said this: when the game becomes a basketball game, Arsenal doesn't like that. You man don't like it when, and that's the only point that I would, and that's the only point that I would take in regards to you man saying the defense, because obviously you could clearly see, like Shalom has mentioned a lot of times as well, like the chemistry between the two centre backs was non-existent, right? And that's why I'm like, we can't really blame them. They did what they had to do. They did what they had to do, kind of thing, and they did it well in general. To be fair, but then obviously Chelsea go to 10 men. They lose an important, not their best player, of course. People will argue Reece James, but they lose an important player in Moises Caicedo. What are your thoughts then?
Advantage Arsenal, of course. You must be thinking advantage Arsenal. If you're not, then you're a fool. And you're thinking, okay, now let's go dominate this game. Let's go kill them. Thinking all positive stuff. But of course, it didn't transpire to that effect. We go into the game, the half, we come out, we concede a goal out of nothing. But in my head, I knew we were going to equalize. One thing I trust this Arsenal team is we don't take things laying down. Even though we're playing crap, we will equalize. I do think this, for me, it does come to the defense. And I'll say this: the good thing about Arsenal, if you saw in the buying game, you saw in other previous games, that we have, when we play with our full team, we have this propensity to absorb. We absorb, then we dominate, and then we keep on, then we just play out. We just couldn't absorb. We couldn't absorb the Chelsea team, the intensity. We just couldn't do it. The rhythm was off. Everything was off. But we still scored. Bukayo gave a great cross. That battle with him and Cucurella was quite good. I think Bukayo came up top, even though Bukayo wasn't as good. But I think I would say Bukayo won that battle. Bukayo came with
it was unlocked.
Yeah.
And he got an assist.
Yeah, Marino, great header. I think he's turned out to be one of the key figures in this game. It's interesting that Theo said at Sky that Marino will play more of the important games, and Gyökeres will be more of an instant. Yeah, he's looking clutch, and it's funny because I think that's the role Marino is playing right now. That's meant for Kai Havertz. But anyways, we have to give Chelsea the credit. Lots of credit goes to Chelsea and how they set up and how they played. It's unfortunate they didn't, for me at least, because I would have liked to play against our top team. But then equally, you could have said, as a Chelsea team, I'm a fan, you could have said, I wanted Cole Palmer in my team. So you don't get what you deserve sometimes. You get the team you have, and we just deal with that. But in terms of positives, you have to, you just have to. I've said this. It's a point.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Before we go to, we'll go to that point. Gain 2 points.
Yeah.
Let me go to the chat first. So Gerald said, obviously pre-game, I didn't know what to think. I was confident and not confident at all at the same time, even with Saliba and Gabriel out. I mean, this is what I hear about Chelsea fans in general. Like, you man, as I keep saying, come to the race, bro. See yourself as the big team.
Big facts.
Saliba and Gabriel are out. Lick your lips, my brother. Even with lip. Say if we played Arsenal right now, we in the dumps. I'll be licking my lips because their two centre backs are out. Lick your lips, bro. Know what I mean? And obviously you played like that. You played like, yo, they're missing important players. That's how it came across. The way the Chelsea players, they were very confident of attacking Arsenal because they know these two centre backs are not. You know what I mean? So yeah, Tab is saying, I think we have to be honest and say we didn't play well. I don't think our defense was the issue, but I hear where Toast is coming from. However, give credit where due. Chelsea were up for it. Chelsea were definitely up for it. What we did well against Arsenal today, going down to 10. Don't know why we couldn't do that against United earlier this season. United, don't worry about them, man. Them man decide to wake up in when and if.
You know what I found odd about the game, Mace, and like I don't even want to like big up. I don't want to, discredit Chelsea or in any way. But honestly, like it was a sort of game that, and I know there was some debate in the VARBAR group chat just before when the game ended about how much level of control Arsenal had in like the first half. I genuinely, okay, to answer Andy's question first of all, when Caicedo first did get sent off, I was thinking, okay, this hopefully should be game done. If Chelsea kind of just sit back and let us have the ball, we will, you know what I mean? We'll just hopefully eventually pick them apart. Unfortunately, obviously, that didn't happen with the goal because they obviously scored the first goal. I actually kind of felt it was a weird game that sometimes when you go down to 10 men, sometimes it can kind of harm you a little bit because the game does become a little bit stretched. And with Arsenal and the way Arteta likes to play, we feel like we want to maintain elements of control at all times of the game. We don't really play in an unpredictable way. And to be honest, it's a blessing and a curse. Do you know what I mean? It's a blessing in the sense that you know what you're going to get from us week on week. And if we're better than the opposition, we'll win. But it's also a curse where you get the equalizer after Chelsea score and you're still playing predictably. You're not playing with any intensity. Rather than rattling them, throwing some balls in their box, now you've got your two attackers on. What do? Slow build up with other guards. Pass it out to the wings, back to the centre mids, back out to the wings, back to Raya. Like I always say, like you've got 10 men. The opposition have got 10 men. You've just equalised. That is the moment to go for the kill. If you're expecting to go for the kill in the last 10 minutes, it's going to harm you because your legs are going to get tired. There's going to be like turnovers in positions that you probably don't want it to be. Like Chelsea, I'll be so real. Chelsea looked really threatening every time they counter-attacked in this game. I was nervous they were going to score every time they counter-attacked. And it was almost as if Caicedo wasn't there. Like, Caicedo got sent off, and rightly so, there was this huge gap in midfield. And again, I'm not going to be too overly critical because, like, me playing at like amateur level, I can understand that when you are playing with unfamiliar players, like the way you see the pitch is completely different. The spaces that you're expecting your usual midfielder or your usual centre back to be is not there. So I can kind of understand how the game could get a little bit scattergun. But I was really disappointed with the second half performance. Honestly, it looked like 11v11, and for a team that has title aspirations, I don't know how to explain that. Honestly, I don't know how to explain that, man. And it's
so obviously
really frustrating.
So obviously, in your headline, you put in 2 points dropped. Mace, as we know it, thinks that it's 1 point gained. So you guys debate amongst yourself why you think it's 2 points dropped and why you think it's 1 point gained.
I'll lead this one off simply because, like, and I understand some points that were made in the VARBAR group chat. I understand it, but where I stand on it is like, I'm a big believer in the concept of like your opinion can change when you're presented with new information. And what I mean by that is going into the game, we didn't have our two centre backs. You're playing the team that's second in the league. I think maybe they went third because City won. A point is not a bad result, all things considered. Do you know what I mean? Like Chelsea are not anyone to be joked around with. They're a good team. Do you know what I mean? And as they showed today. However, they went down to 10 men. The game was still 0-0. That is an opportunity for 50 or 60 minutes to basically go at a wounded team who lost basically one of the centerpieces of their team. Let's keep it a buck now. Like Moises Caicedo is one of the most important players of their team. And there's a gaping hole in midfield. And the likes of Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and Eze, players of that quality, he did have a poor game. Can't capitalize that big space in the midfield. For me, it doesn't make sense. So for me, like, while I went into the game thinking, okay, yeah, a point is fine. What can't happen is conceding the first goal. Like lads, at the end of the day, like 10 men or not, the first goal is horrible. It's basic stuff. It's basically a corner hitting the first man. Why? How can, at any level of football, how can you defend a corner and the person that's attacking the goal be the first man? Like that is such an easy clearance. You get they say, what do they say in amateur football? Front and back. You have a player, you have an attacking player, you have someone at the back of him, you have someone at the front of him. Whether it's a throw-in, whether it's a free kick, whether it's a corner. For no reason should anybody be at the front post be able to get any sort of flick or any sort of contact on the ball first. Because it's basically like it's hit the first man. And from a first man corner, it's gone in. And for me, that is really disappointing because it goes from a game where we dominate to where Chelsea are like, okay, you know what? Rather than us just sitting back at 0-0, we actually have something to defend now. We have a lead to defend now. And the dynamic of the game is completely different. And I knew that it was going to be very difficult at that point for us to score 2 goals. So really, really disappointed in the way we conceded that first goal. And basically, it changes the whole dynamic of the game. Like, this is a game where you don't concede an avoidable goal, you win the game 1-0. I'm very confident that if we had not conceded first, whether or not Marino would have scored that goal, however the game played out, I'm confident that if we had kept a clean sheet in this game, we would have gone on to win the game in some way and get an equalizer and get the first goal, man. So I'm really disappointed.
I don't know about that. I hear you. I'm with you. We're aligned in general, but I don't know if I think it would have either, because that equalizer came after sustained pressure, after obviously you conceded, and that's when you guys woke up for that 15-minute spell, and then obviously the goal came out. But then, like you said yourself, afterwards you dropped off again because you thought job was done. Yeah. If Chelsea didn't score, to be honest, I didn't think Chelsea were brilliant in the final third in terms of finishing, because again, Raya didn't really had a lot to do.
No.
Other chances skied or went wide or went for corners. He kept last-ditch tackles. Raya didn't have much to do. So I think if Chelsea were that little bit more clinical, it could have been peak. But yeah, Mace, go on.
Yeah. Obviously, taking what Toast said into account, he does have some valid points. But I'll start with this. If you were, as an Arsenal fan or just as a football fan, if you were presented with 3 games, Spurs, Bayern, and Chelsea, and you were told you win both games, you draw 1, which is the Chelsea game, do you take those points just from the block? I think most people, admittedly, would be like, yeah, we'll take that. Okay, that out of the way. I think you have to look at the facts when it's presented to you. Everyone here agrees that we didn't play well. Okay,
yeah,
we didn't play well. So the high chance of leaving this game with 3 points was very low. We could have left this game with 3 points if Timber ducked, Gyökeres scores. We win this game. People say, yeah, that's what champions are made of. They play when they're bad, but we didn't deserve that 3 points. High key, we deserve 0. You know,
I disagree.
High key, we deserve 0 because of how. Yes, and no. No.
Chelsea fake pepper, man.
Yes. We did not play well. But like I said, one thing I trust about Arsenal is that we will always score. We will always pepper a team and score. So that's why I knew that we weren't losing this game. So the way I see is that we didn't play well. Chelsea were the better team. Chelsea played with 10 men. We didn't play well against a team with 10 men, right? We didn't play well. So leaving this game with 1 point is 1 point game based on the facts.
But Shalom, but it's not facts because City won their game. So now City gained 2 points on you guys. They had 2 points more
based on the facts of the game. We're not looking at City.
Okay, but so it's a point game for who?
For Arsenal, because we
doesn't make sense, Mace. It doesn't make sense. No. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. I think you guys, maybe the way I've said the point game, in the way you're understanding it is regards to comparing City. I'm not comparing City. I'm looking at this game. What was the best outcome for Arsenal based on what I've seen? That's the point. That's basically what I'm.
But that's not a point gain, though. That's not a point, because a point gain on who?
For us, it's a point gain from this game.
Because you gain on this someone.
No. Okay, a point. If I say a good point taken, does that make it better? Because my position is leaving this game with a point. I think your point is, we didn't lose. We didn't lose the game. Okay, if that's how you
point gained. I think that's
okay. That's fine.
Then I agree.
That's fine. We are we are 6 points ahead of Chelsea, 5 points ahead of City. Right? We lose that game, it's disaster.
Which could have been 7. But now it's 5.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's different.
But this is the thing. But this is the thing. Based on the situation, taking the point out of this game, I take it as a point gained, but I guess the phrase a point gain is making you guys see it differently. Of course,
Mace,
City winning. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Mace. Do you know what my issue is with that take is?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of debate about how we played in the first half and how the game kind of would have gone on to kind of play out. In my opinion, the way I just look at it is like we weren't amazing, but in a game like that, I've seen us grow in this iteration of Arteta's team. I've seen us grow into games many, many times. So for me, when such a crucial player at such a crucial time in the game gets sent off, that should be the lifeline that we need and the life to kickstart our performance.
No one is disputing that.
I'm like, this is an opportunity that we had that we've now missed out on because shit, we've not been amazing today, but we're playing against a good team now with 10 men. On paper, we're a better team anyway.
Yep.
So go and take advantage and now win the game. So for me, the way the way the game played out, where every single attack they had, it looked like they were going to score. They were really, really dangerous despite having 10 men. The fact that 10 men was basically no advantage at all with the way the game played out. It feels like an opportunity missed. So for me, that's just the way I see it. It's really hard for me to not look at like shit. Caicedo got sent off, and we almost played worse. It's crazy.
The thing is,
I don't know how to explain it.
I agree with you. I'm aligned on that point. I think it depends on how you view it. Whether it's like, what's it called? The cup full. What's that phrase? Whether it's half empty or half full.
Half empty, half full.
Yeah, essentially, like we can leave this game with taking positives out of it. The positive I take is at least we didn't bloody lose this game. That's number one.
That I get.
Yeah, we didn't deserve to win this game. We could have, but we didn't deserve to win this game. So leaving with the point, I think you look down the line and you think, okay, we've taken 7, like played 3, 1-2, drew 1. You take it, and you move on, right? That's the way I look at it. And I guess the point gain is
go ahead. Yeah, with the point gain thing, because let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
How do you think Man City looked at this game? Do you think they looked at Arsenal gained a point, or do you think they looked at, they dropped 2 points, we're now 5 points behind them? How do you think City looked at it?
Let me tell you something. I'm more worried about City, about Chelsea than City.
No, let's not talk about who you're worried about.
I will respond right now. And I will respond to that question. I'm more worried about Chelsea than City. So if you lost to Chelsea, then I think it would have been a disaster, right? With City, I'm not necessarily worried about City too tough. And to answer your question, yes, I know you are. I know you are, but I'm not. Right. I'm honestly not worried about City too tough. With City, yes, it's an advantage to City. But I didn't consider it from that element. I looked at it from this game. It couldn't have gone worse.
Basically, like you did, you didn't lose. You still got a point. You could have won it in the end.
Yes.
We move on. I get that.
We move on. That's what I mean. Yes.
Let me go to the chat. In regards to the point gain thing, I think Tab is saying, I think we will only know in a few game weeks whether it's a point gain or drop. Obviously, let's see how this will develop in the next couple of games. Gerald saying, based on the game, 2 points dropped for Chelsea, even with 10 men. And that says a lot, man. I just want to touch on Chelsea real quick, man. Like, I said it in the chat as well. Like, I've been really impressed with Chelsea this last 2 games in terms of, like, the opposition that they've played and how they've played. And they played against arguably the best team in the league at the moment, a very tough team to play against, a team that knows how to rise it in every occasion. And you lose one of your best players for almost a whole half, and they still put up a performance like this, the fighting spirit. It shows, how they view themselves and how they look at themselves going forward. So obviously, 100%. Mace kind of alluded to it. You're more worried about Chelsea than City. Do you guys think, Chelsea, because I'm still not sure, but do you guys think like Chelsea, know what I mean?
Let me interject here. I was watching what's his name, James McNicholas, the writer for the Athletics, Arsenal Athletic writer. He made a very interesting point. He looked at the fair play table, and Chelsea are very much bottom or very low due to like they've received so many red cards
or something.
Yeah, and he likened it to like Arsenal 2 years ago or last year, where we were very immature and we got lots of red cards, but we were good, right? So and year, I think. Last year and also the years before, like we were good, but we just got lots of red card. But he says that right now you find Arsenal is matured, right? That we don't get lots of red card. We know how to deal with the game. But this is Chelsea who are not matured yet. But in about 2 years' time, there will be a really good team. So I thought that was a very fair point. And you're starting to see Chelsea get better and better and better and better and better. That's why, really and truly, I'm more worried about Chelsea than City when I say what I say. But that was just a little point to what you made.
I'm gonna say I'm more worried about City just because they've got the best player in the league, in my opinion. Been there, got the hat, got the t-shirt. They've done this many times in many iterations. You know what I mean? This is still a very young Chelsea team. I think Chelsea are a lot better than I probably gave them credit for going into this game, despite having watched them against Barcelona, how well they played. In a million years, would I have expected Chelsea to put on the performance they did at the point that Caicedo got sent off? Honestly, it shocked me. Honestly, like they managed to maintain so much control in that game against a team that is so known for maintaining control in games with a man down. So it was I can't explain the performance, but I can understand why some Chelsea fans in a way would be like, wow, maybe that was 2 points dropped for us because we barely dropped off with a man down.
Yeah.
You know? So I just, and I'm trying not to think too far ahead, Mace, but the way I see it is when you give a championship side an inch, they take a mile. And what I mean by that is if you give us a sniff and a chance to win a game, we're going to roll you over. And if Arsenal are the team that they think they're supposed to be, you have to take advantage in a game like that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you know what?
I can't help but be frustrated.
Sorry, just to kind of chime in. What frustrates me to Arsenal the most is something that City has had, and something especially Liverpool have had. They just have killers. So Salah, in that game, you give Salah a sniff. We're talking about previous year Salah. He's scoring out 1 or 2. You give KDB, you give Haaland a sniff. They're scoring even though they're playing crap. But Arsenal, it just seems it has to be Saka over the top, Marino, or some Eze. Like it's never okay. We've been bad, but we have killers, and I just feel like we need to have more killers in this game, in this team. I mean, we're a good team.
Your killer's injured, my bro. Your killer's injured, my bro.
Angel Gabby,
Angel Gabriel.
Oh, Jesus
Angel
Christ.
Gabriel.
It's a great point, Mace. And maybe I'm being overly critical, and I know Eze didn't play well by all means, but I was not satisfied with what I was seeing from Odegaard when he came on. They keep telling me that he's the 10, he's the string puller, he's the guy that makes things happen. And I'm seeing floating balls going straight into Robert Sanchez's arm. It can't happen. It can't happen.
Probably not a good game for Odegaard to play, can't lie.
Maybe it wasn't, man. I was just the subs in theory made sense. You bring on a creative guy and then you bring on a wide player that's probably going to get balls in the box. But they had no impact. Yeah. And this is the issue. City are winning that game. Sorry, City in their prime are winning that game. Liverpool of last season are winning that game.
Facts. So, United in their prime winning that game because they have killers. We don't have killers.
And at what point are Arsenal gonna show up when they need to show up, bro?
I think honestly, Toast. I think we're being a little bit.
Let's wrap this up, man. Toast is getting emotional.
I think we're being a little bit harsh. I feel like Arsenal as a team, we're fantastic. We're great as a team, but sometimes you've seen in every sports in life. Talk about the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. When their team isn't playing well, he steps up. He does a madness. Everyone has a killer. Exactly. We don't have a killer, and it's annoying.
Question though, Mace. I just have a final question, Andy. Do you think you would have looked at Arsenal differently had we won this game?
Yeah.
I think the same, genuinely. If we had gone on to win this game in the adversity, I would have looked at us differently. Now I'm still looking at us like there's more points to be dropped here. Because I get it, fine. We had a good week, but what does Bayern have to do with this Chelsea game today? It doesn't have anything to do with it, bro. Points were still dropped. What does 17 unbeaten have to do with today's result? We still drop points, bro. We have an ultimate goal. We were given a lifeline and we didn't achieve that goal today. We wanted the 3 points and we didn't get it. We have to feel disappointed. The way the game played out, we have to be disappointed.
Definitely agree with that. I think in the moment for sure. But obviously, like Tabo said, let's see, couple game weeks down the line. You know what I mean, maybe it's a brilliant point. Let's see if Chelsea will be your closest competitor. Maybe it'll be a brilliant point. You know what I mean? But for now, I get the disappointment, man. I think I'll be the same. Gerald saying, I can't be mad at 3-0 versus Barca and a draw with Arsenal with 10 men. I personally want to apologize to Fofana for writing him off. I mean, not yet, man. But he had a good game today, but not yet, because that guy will either get injured, get a red card, or does a madness. Tabo agreeing, the subs were poor today. None didn't want it. Vic Ghost as usual. Woo! As usual. Toast, the intensity of the games matters. 3 big games in 7 days.
Agreed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out Chelsea. It was a good game, man. It was a good game, man. London, the South got something to say. Word to outcast. London back on top, and we'll see how this develops, man, in the coming weeks. Let's move on to my club, man. You see the headline right there, YNWA. I heard the away fans loud today. They were even singing my gaffer's name, not me. It was ringing in East London today, man. Obviously we had a game against West Ham earlier today. That was off the back of a very, very dark Champions League game against PSV Eindhoven.
Just said spanking, bro.
At Anfield. On paper, we got a spanking. Absolutely got whitewashed in our own gaff. PSV just, bro, I don't even know, man. People say, like, I'm always a bit like iffy about these types of games because yes, as your team, you played well in terms of you did enough to win the game. In terms of from an offensive point of view, let me say that, not from but from an offensive point of view, we did enough to win the game. But at the same time, we didn't deserve to win the game based on how we defended. And it was so horrible to see. And that was, if the Nottingham Forest result wasn't me being down and out, then Wednesday night, I was feeling sick. Especially seeing the way Arsenal moved to Bayern. I was sick. I felt ill. Next day on Thursday, bro, I canceled my morning meetings. I couldn't, It was long. Thursday was long. And I was thinking, how are we going to move this? How are we going to turn this around? We got West Ham away as well, who are in big form. We got a couple of results. I'm thinking, bro, I don't know if we're going to win. And I know that I keep saying this. There are 2 stadiums where we always collect a dub when we're good or bad. And that's St. James's Park and that's London Stadium. And obviously, today we went there, we got a clean sheet, and we won the game as well. And I think today was much better. We saw Joe Gomez coming in, filling in and right back. So that allowed, our normal midfield 3 to operate the way they're used to operate. McAllister, Soboslai, and Gravenberg. Isak started the game again. But obviously the big news when the lineup came was Salah got dropped. And based on the game against PSV, it was not at all surprising, man, that he got dropped. Because for me, at least 2 goals, I blame it on Salah. And I always say...
Yeah, second goal, 100%.
And I always say, when I compare our team to Arsenal, you have to defend as a team. How are you expecting Okonate, whoever was right back, Soboslai, Van Dijk, Kirkes to defend well or to not panic in defense when you are just letting man run off you? So Salah being dropped, and I've got no smoke for Salah because it's very clear right now that he's won as the league last season and it was a carry job. So I'm not giving him no smoke. Salah is my GOAT, but he needs to be dropped. If we need to drop him, and it was a big call from Slot to actually do that. It's about time, actually. And it was much better from us, man, in my opinion. Obviously, there were spells that West Ham, pressured us, like 10-minute spells in the first half, and just after the halftime as well, they came and applied pressure on us as well. I think the goal from Alexander Isak came at the right time to relieve some pressure. And then obviously we needed a second because then they were peppering us again to try and get the equalizer. But then obviously Cody Gakpo, who left the game with a goal and an assist, but he was shocking again today, man. Like, honestly, he was shocking again today. But yeah, I'm happy with the dub, man. It still remains, man. I don't know when my next dub is coming. You might think I'm being boasty. You might think I think Liverpool are back. Bro, I don't think that at all, man. But I'm just happy. Like, can the poor eat, my brother? Thames just wants to see the poor poor and starving? Can the poor eat? Huh?
Nah,
Can we
the
eat?
poor,
Nah,
the
nah,
poor,
well,
the
first-
poor
the poor
are loud,
eat.
bro.
First of all-
You're
Can the
loud.
poor eat?
First of all, bro. First of all, I have to let you know, beggars cannot be choosers, bro.
Choosers,
And I'm not gonna let the Cody Gakpo slander continue, bro. How can man say this is the Liverpool team that have been struggling? By the way, they've lost 6 out of their last 7 league games. Goal and assist, and he said he had a poor game. So what
He had a
games are
poor
West
game.
having, bro? What game has Isaac been
West had a
having,
good.
bro?
West had a good game. West had a good game today.
Bro,
He had a
bro.
good game.
no.
It's not by. It's not by goals and assists. Words
Okay.
had a good game.
Okay, but what I'm telling
Let's
you
not
is,
lie.
what puts points on the board, my brother? What puts points on the board? At the end of the day, you need somebody that's gonna give you goal returns. Salah didn't even play today. Salah didn't even get off the bench. Slot said, "I'm not seeing what I need to see from you." Hold that. He trusts Cody as the one guy, good performance or not, pressing or not, off the ball stuff or not. Cody is gonna be on the
He might get me a
on the
goal.
score
No, I
sheet,
get
bro.
that. I
He's
get
gonna-
that part.
So,
I get
bro,
that.
the slander needs to stop. That's the
No.
first thing.
Never.
Number two,
He's nasty.
obviously, it's not great to see Isak score from an ops perspective because now we've seen the back of the net bulge. He's gonna get busy now. Do you know
The
what I mean?
floodgates.
Games are gonna come thick and
The
fast,
floodgates.
and the
Tubbo,
floodgates are about to open. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm livid about that. But having said that, you man are still behind United, man. 0 goal difference, man. Like, so for me,
Wait, we're paying.
I'm
Can the
not
poor
getting
not
too-
pay off our debts?
do you understand?
Can we not
You
pay
man,
our
you man
debts?
need to stop.
Buddy.
You man need to stop paying off
Can
your
we not
debts, bro.
pay
Trust me.
Right.
Calm. Saying this.
Alright.
Saying this.
But what
Just
if you
perspective.
guys watch the game? If you guys watch the game, man, what did you? Obviously you guys Arsenal played at the same time, but you followed the PSV Liverpool game as well. I know Toes did. How did you guys, in terms of contrasting performance wise? What was the main things that you see? What was the main difference in your opinion?
I'll be honest. I'll be real with you. It's the defense, in it, man. Like, forget the fact that Isak obviously kind of scored a goal, and then obviously Gakpo kind of sealed it very late in the game. I don't think West Ham had a shot on target. Correct me if I'm wrong. And even though they had a few kind of half chances, I don't recall them actually having Alisson having a save to make. There was just a level of control that I saw in your defense that for me, I didn't see in the PSV game. Every single time the PSV guys got the ball on the halfway line, it looked like they had an opportunity to kind of create something.
Yeah.
It always looked as if you guys were defending, running back to your goal. It was just weird. And every single goal, that I know it wasn't the case, but it just felt like every single goal that PSV scored was like a cutback. Do you know what I mean? And you were defending your goal, and they were just free people to shoot at the goal. Do you understand? Today there was a much more element of control. And yeah, maybe you do need to go back to basics. Maybe you do need to play a guy like Joe Gomez, who's just going to show some experience. He ain't going to give you what Frimpong's going to give you, like up and down the wing. He ain't going to give you what Trent's going to give you. Do you know what I mean? Switching the play and knocking the ball about. But what he's going to give you is that Premier League experience, innit? That I've won the league 2 times in a row. Do you know what I mean? I've made however many appearances. Calm things down, lads. Do you know what I mean? Not every game has to be a basketball match. Not every game we have to concede 2 goals. And today, you got the result. You got a clean sheet for the first time in who knows how long, and you deserve to win. The PSV game, obviously, I understand the intensity of Champions League games mean that the opposition are always going to have chances, but you guys were, again, just too open. Like, it literally took, like you said, Salah, I remember rewatching the highlights. Salah, in my opinion, was that blame for the second goal. Like, such an easy, like, chop from the defender, from the left back. He ran into 10 yards of space, whipped it in.
Stopped.
I get that.
Even there,
has to be
I
goal
swear,
side.
if I had the game, if we could use the highlights here, I would stop it at every moment. Fair enough.
Crazy.
Salah's being lazy. The Mauro Jr. runs in 10 yards past Salah. Calm, because there's still Gravenberg behind him here on this side. There's Van Dijk, Konate, yeah, and Soboslai on this side. Soboslai, who could have cut in. Once he saw that Salah was not making it, Soboslai could have cut in. Fair enough. And then Kirkes on Who's Still. That was poor as well.
1-on-1.
How
have
you let
to be
it
goal
Who's
side,
Still?
bro.
You have to
Like,
be goal side.
It's crazy.
It's so
it's crazy. The
it's
whole goal
crazy,
was
man.
crazy, bro. Schoolboy stuff.
Yeah, but yeah. For your information, I'm just having this energy because the poor are eating again. I'm paying off my debts. I'm on 0 now. You know what I mean? You know, one of my ops dropped points. And And yeah, again, man, our next game is Sunderland, albeit at home. But I can't, like you said, Toast, I can't be like Anfield under the lights. It's Sunderland newly promoted. I can't be like that anymore.
Sunderland been on smoke, boy.
And Sunderland, we'll touch on Sunderland later. They've been on smoke as well. They're above us. They're 6. You know what I mean? So we have to take it game by game, man. But like you said, from what I've seen in terms of it begins and starts with your defense. Just be solid at the back. Try and keep a clean sheet. Don't let your goal mouth get peppered. And that's obviously what happened. Obviously, they don't really have great attackers like that. But yeah, we did the needful, man, and we got the win. We scored our chances. Obviously, first half we had loads of chances. Again, we didn't hit the barn door, but
we're gonna talk about Paqueta and that.
I was gonna go there. Paqueta. Is that match fixing, Jez? To be honest, I don't think it's match. Hold on, I don't think it's match fixing because obviously that yellow card, the initial yellow card, that shouldn't have been a yellow card. He was disappointed with that cheap foul. I get it, but then obviously afterwards, I think afterwards, in my opinion, it was just so. What was the match fixing a red card?
Do you know what Paqueta's doing? He's doing one of two things. He's either double bluffing us, or there's a legal rule that you can't be convicted twice for the same thing.
Yeah, double jeopardy.
Maybe the first time he wasn't. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to show you guys now, because I have never ever seen a situation where someone is hounding the ref for a yellow. Like, brother, 30 seconds has passed. Your blood must have calmed down by now, and you're still hounding the ref. What would you have the ref do at that point? That means he has to give you a yellow. That means you're looking for the yellow. Your team's down. The game is still in the balance. It's 1-0 with 10 minutes to go, and you're hounding the ref to send you off to basically effectively end the game.
So let me jump on that. Let me jump. Usually when you're giving the ref verbal, you're walking off and shouting at him at the back, just keep going. This guy didn't. He just kept on going. He wanted it. And what made things even worse and fishy is he came on Twitter. I think that's his handle, to give a response, and the response doesn't deal with the yellow card. It was just like
what was the response?
It was like
have you got it somewhere? Read it out.
Let me see if I can even see it. It's gone now. But he gave a response. I was like, this doesn't even deal with the. It's not even on here. It's gone. I'll pull it up to see.
It was weird, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I always want to give a player the benefit of the doubt, but for me, game state plays a big factor in that. Do you know what I mean? Where you know what, that is such an avoidable yellow, and your team is one goal down.
So he said it's ridiculous to have your life and career affected for 2 years without any psychological support from the federation. Perhaps this ridiculous behavior is just a reflection of everything I have to endure, and it seems have to continue enduring. I'm sorry if I'm not perfect.
Yes, gaslighting. Yes,
exactly. Because I ain't hearing it. I'm not hearing that, bro. Nah, that was a nonsense yellow, bro. That was a nonsense yellow, man.
I also think Bowen needs to go to a top 6 club and be like a second fiddle striker.
There's no one buying him apart from like Spurs, bro. No big team is buying him.
He needs to go to, but be like, or go to a big team and be second fiddle. I think he'll be good.
Like who? Like a Chelsea or Spurs?
Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, all of them.
Bowen is such a Spurs signing. I can see him holding the shirt, bro. That's such a Spurs signing right there. But I rate Bowen in it, man.
I like him. He nearly scored a brilliant goal against us as well, man. But yeah, man. Shout out Liverpool. Arne Slot lives to see another day, but you're not saved yet. Sunderland, we need to see 3 points. Leeds, we need to see at least a point as well before, you know what I mean? Because there's rumors going on that 7 points are the next 3, otherwise he's out. So yeah, it's treacherous, man. All right, let's touch on to the other games, man. Obviously the game week started with Brentford against Burnley. It was a 4 p.m. kickoff. Brentford with a 3-1 dub. Thiago, how many goals is he on? Because he's moving brazy. Obviously, when they signed him, he had an ACL.
Second to thing.
Yeah, he's definitely
second to Haaland, right?
Yeah, second to
he's
Haaland.
on 11 goals in 13 games. That's a great record, man. It's a great return.
On,
Quite a few pens in there, but even the open play goals look decent, innit? Yeah.
Next game, Philly in this bitch. Hey, Phil Foden, 2 goals, the opening goal and the last minute goal, man. And Guardiola with a goal, 3-2 against life and death with Leeds United, man. And it's again, crazy. This is why, for me, I'm kind of aligned with Mace, but I've said this plenty of times. City are not serious, especially defensively.
That's why
They
I
are
told
not a
you,
serious team.
I'm not
They
worried
are
about
not a
City.
serious team.
Not serious.
But I get Toast at the same time as well, because it can be a carry job thing where I'll score you and they have Haaland, right? Know what I mean? Obviously, Haaland didn't get any returns in this game, which is
It's rare.
good for them, I guess. But that defense is horrible. Calvert-Lewin's goal. Give me a break, man. Like, honestly, like, yeah, I don't know,
can't
man.
be
But
doing
yeah,
that
it was a
in
good
that.
3
The,
points.
the problem with City is, okay, this is what I think. Let's walk this through. Next year is where like that's the championship rounds, right? Where are their big hitters? Only Haaland. That's, I think,
Well, you
would
say
be
only
the problem.
Haaland, but it's Haaland, bro. It's Erling Braut. How many goals is he on? 16 goals or something now.
He's top. He's top. But I'm saying, like, in this type of games where he doesn't show up because you don't expect your striker to always show up.
But this
Like,
is my next
there's
point.
no Messi, he's no Ronaldo. Like,
but this is my next point that I want to go to right now, because this was huge for Phil Foden specifically, where like he needed to rise it and be held accountable and win his team, Man City, the game, and he did it. Like, the last goal was a brilliant out of balance, slotted it bottom corner, man. I was happy to see that, man. So obviously to step up, right, in his absence. But I feel you, Mace. I'm with you. I'm more aligned with you though.
With that Phil Foden to do what you want him to do, he needs to touch like the helms of like the echelons of like the Lampards, the Gerrards, the English greats. That's where we want him to be, and I don't see it. That's always been my issue with Phil. I don't see it.
That season when he won PFA, how many goals did he score that season?
He scored quite a lot, but he also had he had ballers around him, bro.
18.
Yeah,
about 18 goals, my brother.
Let me fact check that.
That's Lampard levels, you know.
It was 19 in the Prem, man. He was
19.
Stupid.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Joke, bro.
When's the last time an Arsenal player had 19 goals?
We've seen, like, I think that was probably like Aubameyang. Well, Yang. We've seen lots of players have one great season and they just can't repeat it. So he needs to do it. But from what I've seen, like,
Mace,
it's not coming.
Do you know what my issue is?
Yeah,
5 points isn't a huge gap. And if we're talking about Arsenal having a really good season and a City that are going life and death with Leeds, but are still only 5 points behind us. And
let City catch you in April with 5 points. Let them man see you with 5 points in April.
This is my issue, bro. Like, let City like win 10 games straight between, like, I don't know, Jan and Feb or Jan and March, bro. It will get very uncomfortable, bro. So for me, I want to see them do life and death and drop points. I don't want to see them get 3 points. This is the issue. So for me, I can't write them off just yet.
I don't want to go back to an Arsenal thing because we've done the Arsenal segment, but I think it's highly likely you see Arsenal draw more games than lose. And even with those games we draw, we will probably win more than we draw them. So that's why I tip Arsenal to do it. And in order for you to be better than Arsenal, you have to win all your games. And so far, so good, these teams aren't doing that. So that's why I'm not worried about City because City needs. Well, they have Rodri coming back, but Rodri is very much like touch and go, right?
Not the same, innit?
It's not the same. So I'm not necessarily worried. I know we need to look at ourselves, but I'm not worried, man. I just feel like what today showed us, for good or for bad, is that worst comes to worst, we have like an Hincapie or like a Mascara to come. They're not going to play as great, but at least play enough for us to draw a game, you know. And if we have Saliba, then it's good pairing. But this
the thing is, when draws rack up and other teams are winning.
Trust me, I know this. We drew 14 games last season.
Exactly.
I know this. I know.
Don't get too comfortable with that.
I'm not getting too comfortable yet.
Let's move on, man. Sunderland beating Bournemouth 3-2. I watched that game actually on one of the 3 p.m. games yesterday. That was a brilliant game, man. End to end from minute 1 to minute 0. Obviously, I think Bournemouth went ahead 2-0, I think 2-0. Yeah, and then Sunderland equalized 2-2. And then Brian Brobby again coming off the bench, scoring the winner. Brian Brobby, man. But I think, you know what? Yeah, I think like a league like this perhaps suits him in terms of he's not like the quickest or the sharpest, but when it comes to like sticking it into the mixer, that's his game, innit? And so far, against Arsenal, he showed it, and right now against Bournemouth, he done the same as well. And again, man, Sunderland. I think even what I was most impressed with was Sunderland's response because again, Bournemouth were not poor, you know. Bournemouth were
No,
good.
no, they're good.
But I think Bournemouth have a similar issue to like a Chelsea, not to the same amount of like red cards, but they have like a discipline issue. They make too many fouls, they get too many yellow cards, too many players are playing on edge, and then it becomes a problem for them. You know what I mean? And then they have to play kind of on a handbrake. And I think that's what happened in this game where Sunderland, man, they kind of can do it all. If the passing with the Enzo Lefebvre and them, man, if that's not working, fam, we'll stick it in the mixer. We'll bring on Robbie and we'll stick it in the mixer, man. And
That Ballard
yeah,
as
that's
well
what
with his, yeah.
the Ballard as well. Yeah, man. So
one thing I think Sunderland is because you have to take lessons from these kind of teams. I think as a promoted team, newly promoted team, you need to put everything to winning majority of your home games. If you can win majority of your home games, you stand a chance in this league. And I think that's what Sunderland are showing so far. But that should be an asterisk because we know this league, this league is difficult. Because next year, when the fire starts burning, boy, it's gonna be different. But
we're gonna see what they're made of. Also, obviously, a lot of people, they signed a lot of players as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And people were thinking, you know, when that happens with promoted teams, it's not gonna click. But for some reason, you know, the manager is making it work at the moment, man. But yeah, shout out Sunderland, man.
Yo, Drew, low key, I think Xhaka is the manager in that team, bro. I think Xhaka walks into the dressing room.
Stop being a hater, man.
Yeah,
like this guy.
The coach is sat down, bro. Low key, I think Xhaka is a manager. Xhaka probably controls everything in that.
Nah, man. I'm sorry about
he's the manager on the pitch.
I'm salty about the Xhaka thing because if Xhaka had played anywhere to the level he played at Leverkusen and Sunderland, just half of his Arsenal career, he'd be adored at the club, bro. He was awful for the majority of his career, bro. So I'm not here for no Xhaka love whatsoever.
Can't lie. Wenger misprofiled him.
Yeah,
that's
he
what
got
I have
misprofiled.
Wenger misprofiled. Teta came in once. Yeah, Teta came in, it was different. But let's move on. We've had this Xhaka conversation so many times.
Let's move on to the Everton Newcastle game. Newcastle, they played midweek as well. They won their Champions League. Who did they play? They lost, Champions League game.
Didn't they lose to Leon? They lost to Leon.
They lost to Marseille.
Marseille.
Sorry, they lost to Marseille. Yeah,
Marseille, yeah. Young scored twice.
Young scored twice, and then went away to Everton and beat them 4-1, which is really surprising. Everton quite decent at home. Malik Thiaw. That is a centre back that I've been really, really surprised with. I've had no hopes for him when he came to the Premier League from AC Milan. I thought he was like not donkey, but just normal. But he's very good, man. He's very good. And like I said in the chat, man, Newcastle, they're having a last laugh in terms of transfers because they were being ridiculed the whole summer. But Nico Waltemada, again, another goal. Malik Thiaw, again, good defensive performance, and he scored 2 goals as well. You know what I mean? So their summer signings, however much they were, they're doing a great job for them, man. And yeah, again, Newcastle, man, up and down. They're currently, where are they? 13th.
They're 13th, yeah. But they're on a good, I think, 2-game win streak, and they were around like just above the relegation zone a couple games ago. So if they can just, put together a couple of more wins, they'll be back in the European mix, innit, man? So yeah, I think they'll be all right, man.
Yeah, I think second half of the season they'll go crazy. And then we'll touch on Spurs. Obviously, no stress at the moment, but obviously go on Calvin Talks on TikTok, and then you get to hear everything and his thoughts about Spurs, man. But we'll do the job for him on the podcast. Kenny Tete and Wilson with the early goals for Fulham. Mohamed Kudus with a bomber class top corner.
Yeah,
but man, again, it was poor, man. It was poor. Where do they go, man? Is it Thomas Frank out? Because that's my guy,
Nah.
But it's too premature. It's too premature for me.
Question is though, like, what's going on? I think that's the question. What's the issue there? Because
you know what it is?
Yeah.
For me, for Tottenham, I just hate their personnel, bro. Honestly, I just don't think they have particularly great players for a top 6 team. Like,
agreed.
I looked at the team top, like up down. It's not good. Like United, for instance. So United and Tottenham were mates last season. They were basically one or two positions away from each other. But obviously, with the players that United already had, like the Brunos, for instance, and then the players that they brung in, like the Cunhas and the Mbuemos, you understand? Like the Diallos. There's quality there that you can work with. there's going to be growing pains, and we'll get onto that when we get onto the United section. But with Tottenham, like, the squad is arse, bro. Genuinely. Like, the squad is and it's them ones where even like the best players that you can really hang your hat on, I don't even feel like Thomas Frank has that. Like, obviously expectations were completely different because Brentford were a team that he got promoted with. But even looking at Brentford, like in their, I guess, their Premier League peak, do you know what I mean? They had the likes of Damsgaard playing really, really well. They had the likes of Norgard playing really, really well. They had the likes of Ivan Toney, the likes of Mbuemo. And for those kind of players for Brentford at that level, they look really good. Like, who can Tottenham really hang their hat on in this team? Like, and as much as I love Kudus, you're not going to feast with Kudus if Kudus has to drive the ball 60 yards every single game just to get into an attacking position. It's not going to work. Like, he has to do so much just to get into a good, dangerous position. Everyone knows my thoughts on Moani and since the World Cup in it, man. So I'm not going to talk about my man, but just looking at the rest of the squad, it's abysmal, man. It's so. I think
that's really harsh, man. I don't think.
This is another great point, Andy. I actually want to quickly round up my point because my brother's a Tottenham fan, and we were having a chat over dinner while the game was going on, and we were talking about the derby from last week, and I was like, man, I'll be real, like. And as I said on the pod last week, that was one of the easiest derbies I've ever had. But as I've said on the pod previously, and I was saying it to my brother, like, we've gone into derby games like the Van der Vaarts and the Bales and the Adebayors, players that have really given us a tough day during the game. And I'm not seeing that level of quality. And why I actually wanted to at you was because you were the one that you were always so hell-bent on Pochettino out. Pochettino's a fraud. Pochettino this. Can you concretely say since Pochettino left, Tottenham have elevated at any point?
Yo, Toast, I just want to say something to Drew. Told you. I told you Pochettino is their best manager.
Pochettino, they fell off, bro. They fell off on the Pochettino
because
that Champions League final is season they were horrific.
They fell off because Levy did not invest in their team. You just can't handicap a manager like that. You need to invest.
My issue is, Drew, can you hand on heart say that Tottenham have ever peaked higher than Pochettino's peak?
Of course they haven't.
So that means the grass has not been greener, in my opinion.
But they've been regressing with Pochettino. That's my point. They've been regressing with him. It wasn't he left on a high. It's not a Sir Alex Ferguson situation where he left on a high and then no.
But now they're in hell, bro. Now they're in hell. That's the issue. And the thing is, like, the last couple of years have just been, we just need to get a trophy. So Tottenham have not been thinking about sustainability. They've not been thinking about anything. We just need to get a trophy. Now you have the trophy.
They signed that Leeds done. Bergvall. They've got a couple of young players.
Well, Archie Gray.
Bro. Archie Gray. Yeah.
Hey, man.
The thing is, actually, whilst we're on that conversation, let me bring up two things. One, let's discuss. One, do you think look at this. I'm an up and coming, like a world beater from France or Portugal, and I'm presented three situations, 3 projects: Spurs, Bournemouth, and possibly United. Who am I going to on this current form at this current kind of situation? Who am I going?
I mean, well, Spurs are definitely the team you're going to last, 100%. You know what I mean? United are very much game to game. So right now, I'd probably put them second. I'd probably have to say Bournemouth because Bournemouth are probably the most consistent out of all 3, if I'm honest.
Yeah, because Drew. No, Drew.
Are you telling me Donis? No.
Yeah.
Are you telling me? Let's say who? Let's say Kenneth Taylor, for example, from Ajax. He's not a world beater, but obviously he's probably someone that will move along, a midfielder. So United, Bournemouth, and Spurs come along. He'll put Spurs below he'll put Bournemouth ahead of Spurs. Is that what you man are telling me?
100%. And the only reason that I might put United ahead of Bournemouth, if I did, is the name alone. Honestly, bro. Like, honestly, you're going to Spurs. Bro,
that's a disrespect.
Drew. Simmons has literally just
see what they're saying about your clubs, Chris.
They've forgotten about him already, bro. They're ready to move on from him. They've forgotten about him already, bro. Kuala came. Odobert came. Tell came. Starboy at Bayern, bro. They're ready to move on from him, bro. Spurs is a graveyard. What am I coming to do at Spurs?
Archie
Genuinely,
Gray,
what am I coming to do?
nothing. Like even
Look at Troy
Bird,
Parrott,
nothing.
hooping for Azad Alkmaar, hooping. He
Troy
didn't get a
Parrott.
look in at Spurs. He didn't get a look
Hey.
in.
Clearly,
And-
there's no objective Arsenal fans tonight.
And this is the thing, the second bit, and this kind of centers around Eze, and I think this is the issue with Spurs. Like, if you have a man you want to go, just drop the bag. Because the problem is, and this is my theory, it goes back to the first point. Players would rather go to another team than Spurs as it stands. Right. So if you have a player that you really want,
I think you guys are being dishonest in terms of
Okay,
the
fair
Bournemouth
enough.
thing. That's dishonest. But in terms of like your peers, Arsenal, United, Liverpool, of course they would rather go to those.
True.
I saw. Hold on. I saw like on the Pochettino, which will make you guys' point. I saw like Sadio Mane's interview with Rio Ferdinand, where he was like he had to pick between 3 teams, and it was Liverpool. I think he said United came first.
yeah.
He couldn't deal with Louis van Gaal, so he put that on the side. And then Spurs came, so it was between Spurs and United, and he basically agreed with Spurs basically until obviously Klopp came, and then he came to Liverpool. And I mean, so in that sense, are you saying that Spurs' status has regressed from that point onwards? So now,
I'm just saying.
you men are telling me Bournemouth
let me deal with this.
are ahead of the picking order.
Firstly, I wouldn't
That is
say.
crazy.
Firstly, secondly, I wouldn't put Bournemouth. I won't put Bournemouth first. I'll put them second, just because United will always be an attractive.
No. But
proposition.
between Spurs and
I'll
and Bournemouth,
I'll put Bournemouth higher than Spurs. One is that as a recent player, obviously recency bias plays a lot in people's decision. You look at Dean Houston, you look at
Thank you.
what's
This
his
is my
name?
next
You
point.
think, okay, cool. Like these are the guys who came up. They came into the league. They played well. If I play well, like big teams like PSG, Madrid would be after me because these people play good football, right? So I can play good football. I look
why
good.
did Xavi
I'm
Simons
attractive.
pick Spurs over Chelsea?
Pardon?
Why did Xavi Simons pick Spurs over Chelsea?
I think it's more like Chelsea were more like lukewarm on him. I don't think Chelsea were out to go get him because we know if Chelsea want you, they will spend the bag on you. They don't even care. They'll blow the bag. And in
Simons
Spurs
wanted to be training
situation-
with the under 23s in 6 months.
Exactly,
Come
exactly.
on, bro.
In
What's
Spurs
going on,
situation, they just lost Eze, so they had to save face.
I think the Bournemouth thing is outrageous.
All right,
Chat,
man.
let me know what you guys think. But I think
True.
we have to rate Spurs.
Just to
come on,
double
man.
up on the Dean Houghton point, who
Yeah.
is the number 1 hot property player in the Premier League right now? In terms of like someone that teams are after in the Premier League right now.
Probably Semenyo.
Yeah,
Antoine
yeah.
Semenyo. So if Kenneth Taylor's looking at the Bournemouth project, the last couple of years, it's actually looked all right. We're not saying that's his forever home. No one's saying that he's going to be there forever.
Yeah, no, of
but
course. To
that's
move
a
on,
decent
to step up,
team.
yeah.
That's a decent step up right now.
If the pitch is no, I get it. If the pitch is like, yo, if you want to manage your career and if you want to step up from a team to like a bigger team, then I get that point. If that's the pitch, but not everyone would accept that pitch. Some people will, you know what I mean. So that's why I'm not really. But if the smart players, yes, I hear you. You'd probably pick the Bournemouth project over the Spurs project because with Bournemouth, I'm quicker to move on than with Spurs, who's already seen as a big club, so I'll be locked in. I get that. But come on, man. Like in general, you think Spurs with their stadium, location.
But also what you run into is like, say you pick a big club like Spurs, right? Look at Arsenal. You have Arsenal. At least you know what comes with playing for Arsenal. As opposed to like, not even additional with Chelsea. You know what comes with playing for Chelsea. United. You know, comes even though United are crap, but with Spurs, it's not an attractive option. It is just not.
What comes with playing for Spurs, bro?
Even Bergvall didn't Bergvall was shopped to different clubs, bro. Barcelona,
Brother,
he chose Spurs over Barca.
Well, he's a fool then. Good luck.
Exactly.
That
Anyways, man. Gerald saying Chelsea build on Xavi Simons. Oh yeah, that's right. They snoozed. They didn't snooze. They
were lukewarm on him, bro.
Yeah. Let's move on, man. Let's move on to our favorite club, man. Manchester United. Honestly, United are actually my favorite club in the world, man. Besides Arsenal, but Arsenal are good now, so y'all are second place now. But United, bam, I get warm watching United. And I was looking forward to this game, man. Palace, Selhurst Park. Palace, you know what I mean? Not nice.
Early
It's not
kickoff.
nice over there. I looked at that game. First half, Palace were all over them. Palace should have been 2-3 up. If Mateta had at least 2 chances to add on to his penalty that he by the way, that penalty rule with that double hit is bullshit, man. Because I think that's double hitting it is even you're more likely to miss than score if you're hitting double, right?
When you say you don't like it, because when it first happened, by the way, have they changed the rule? Because when it first happened, I thought a double hit means that. Oh wait, no, sorry. Okay, when you double hit the ball and it goes wide, what happens?
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. But
Yeah,
when you
it's
score,
when you
you
score,
have to retake it.
When you
you have
score,
to take. Yeah, it's when you score. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it started after what's his name plays for Atletico when they played in the.
Alvarez.
No, was it Champions League? Yeah,
Champions League, Alvarez.
Yeah. I think that's when they decided to ice it. Or I can't remember. I know there was a shit that came up from but anyways, yeah, proceed.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, he bagged his second goal, and I think he should have scored. He had 2 other good chances that he should have scored as well, and I think the Japanese don Kamada, like he had an easy pass and he just passed it into Lamin's hands, which really, really annoyed me. And then obviously they go into the break 1-0 down, and I think at that point United, they're probably thinking, yo, we got away with it. This could have been a PAM-in, but it's only 1-0. Let's sort some things out. We can come out and win this game. And that's how it transpired. And I mean, and they ended up winning the game 2-1. Xerxes with a brilliant goal with his left foot from an impossible angle. And then Mason Mount with a good indirect free kick. He slotted it in, man. And, you know, in the end, you have to say United, you know, deserved it on basis on their second half performance. Yeah, you can say, United have, you know, they don't play for anything midweek, so they were just chilling. Obviously, Palace, they were playing on Thursday, so they must have been tired, and it looked like that. And obviously, Glasner, I don't know if you guys watched his presser, but he was sending shots to Parish and them, saying that, yo, you man were just sitting on your ass. You were thinking about saving instead of investing. We qualified for Europe, and I have to deal with this, huh? And you might want me to lose Gahey as well.
Managers rarely come out and say that. You know? He stood on business, bro. Yeah. I like managers are always they keep it in house. They try and do the PR thing.
Yeah,
he was hot today, bro. Because he knew I can't. My team. The problem is I can't play midweek on Thursday and then put out pretty much the exact same team against United, bro, and lose to Amorim Faithful too. I know he was heated today. I know he was
heated, man. He was heated. Because
man, that was funny.
At the same time, I'm like, yeah, I hear that, but they had enough chances to win the game, man. Very good chances, not half chances. Even the last minute free kick, you know, they hit the wall. You know what I mean?
Deveni, nonsense, yeah.
Deveni, yeah.
If I want to be nasty and run agenda, yeah, United are 6th place, but I saw a very interesting stat today that United equal with Arsenal for 10, I believe, set piece goals. So, is it Amorim coaching, or is it just set pieces? Isn't it?
When will it run out, man? When does it run out?
Do you understand?
When will it run out? Is it sustainable?
Is it Amorim coaching or set pieces?
No, because people want to do stupidity when Arsenal are benefiting from set pieces. They don't want to give certain people credit, but now. Amorim's turned on top. But no, I'm going to say it again. As I said in the Barbell group chat, United can't trick me, bro. And I say that because you go 1-0 down. You go 10 men for one of the most nonsense red cards I've seen, by the way, in a long time. Idrissa Gana Gueye slapping Michael Keane.
Oh, yeah, we need to touch on that one.
Forget the 20, 25 shots you had. Everton looked comfy in that game, innit? I was like, Everton will probably get something from this game. If United might score 1, but I'm sure Everton are getting something from this game. Within 10 minutes of that red card, Sean Dyche set the man up to say, you know what, come and score. And they couldn't. So for me, United, they're a strange team.
Moyes.
Sorry, apologies. David Moyes, thank you. Because the way I look at it, if United fan look at it at the top of the week, you've got Everton at home. Yeah, we should probably win that game. Like we're in good enough form. Palace away. We should probably drop points in this game. Maybe get a draw at best or lose. So the fact that the results are flipped, that shows me that United aren't a particularly good or consistent team. They're just getting by. They're just getting by because those results, if I'm being real, it shouldn't really happen. Do you know what I mean? Like for me, if you like, how disappointing is it to go to Palace and win, and then you drop points against 10-man Everton on Monday? For me,
they would have been in the top 4 and much closer to Arsenal to the top of the league.
There we go. And who have they got next? They've got West Ham next on Thursday. I can't say with my chest that it's 3 points because I'm not seeing enough game to game consistently from United to say that they can win. Them. What's that?
They can beat them. West Ham, they're very hot and cold. Like they can 100%. Beat them. I think
United are hot and cold as well, man.
Yeah, I think that's 3 points.
Toast had it spot on. The way I see United like that as well. Like they just getting by in games and they get.
But that's what they need, though. You know what I mean? I feel like United, like what they need right now is just they need to go low key, under the radar. Just get as much jammy points and 3 points as much as possible. Win, get some confidence. Just keep doing it, like low key. Keep doing it. We know we're shit, but we'll get better. Keep doing it. They're not at the journey of like Chelsea, but we expect more because they've spent and they have quite good players and a goodish manager. United are starting from the bottom, so right now any point they get is a positive. It's a net positive.
Right?
Any point they get. So just
there's a gap. There's a 3-point gap between 7th and 14th. You know what I mean? So all I'm just saying is it only takes a couple of weeks of inconsistency for you to basically show the position you're actually really supposed to be in. Because I think 7th is a bit generous in it, but the table is the table, in it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Manchester United, man, 2-1. A good win against Palace because obviously they were close in terms of, so they've overtaken Palace now, the 7th in the league. And man, only 1 loss in the last 5. So shout out United, man, doing good business. And then Aston Villa again doing good business as well. Beating Wolves 1-0. Kamara with a screamer, top bins. Villa as well, top 4. 4 dubs in the last 5. Doing really well. Obviously, the way they started the season, people didn't really see this, but Unai getting results, but he's got them balling as well. I think that's what people are not clocking about. They're actually hooping. So Wolves are Wolves, man. They're really, really poor. They've got that Middlesbrough manager, right?
Yeah, Roberto. For me,
they're going down.
They said that he's like he's from that area. That was why he made the move. But obviously, if you're looking at the Championship, Coventry on top, Middlesbrough second, you've basically gone from a team that is playing well, has a chance to get promoted, to maybe your boyhood team, or like a team that, because you're from the area, that team has no hope, bro. So I don't understand that move.
He's going back to the champs.
They're going down,
back, bro.
He's going back to the champs. But the thing is that I'm a Prem manager. It's different, bro. That's what Frimpong said. When I said I played for Arsenal, it hits different when you just drop the I'm a Prem manager, I'm a Prem this, I'm a Prem that. It's currency out here, man.
Problem is, this is the same Don that managed Luton, no? So it's like, bro, you've been in the Prem. So like, why? Man, I just think like, I actually think even if you didn't start the season, your PR takes a hit when you're a manager that gets a team relegated. Your stocks take a hit, in my opinion. Yeah. So for me, I just didn't see why he would choose now at this moment in time to come and save this Wolves team that we know that they're not equipped to stay in the Prem. Lads, they've got 2 points from 13 games. Like, they are so far off the safe zone right now. Anyway, man.
Minus 21 goal difference, only 7 goals scored, 28 against. That's 8 less than Liverpool, by the way, which says a lot. But yeah, you're right, man. And then let's go to another team who are really, really going under the radar, picking points, doing the needful quietly. But that's Brighton getting 3 points away at Nottingham Forest. The Kuiper and Seamus with the goals. Fam, no one talks about Brighton, but they're 5th. No else in 4 games. 22 points. Calm.
Now, the problem with Brighton is they play great football, but when they meet a team with sense, that team just fucks them over. And that's the problem with Brighton. They don't have a plan B. They just have a plan A. And when they meet a team that can defend and are robust, they will falter. So, I mean, the way they play is good for a top 8 finish if they play to their potential.
That's what they should aim for.
And that's basically what they should aim for. So I guess that particular style of football works if you're playing it. But if you meet a team that can defend, then they suffer. That's just Brighton. And you can see, you saw the EFL Cup, Toast, how they just, they played beautiful football, but they couldn't finish. And we just killed them. And that's
but that's what it was. They couldn't finish, but they did. They had good chances, bro. They should have been 2 up as well against you, man.
I agree, but what I'm saying is that this was like a weakened team, right? But when you play a better team that can defend, that can like control you, then you will suffer. And that's just my issue with Brighton. But they're a good team.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I think Brighton, they're good against the good teams. And sometimes they drop points against the teams they have no business dropping points to. But it seems like so far this season, they're kind of like eliminating that part. But let's see, because Brighton always flatters to deceive. Yeah. Come the end of the season, we'll see them 9th, 10th, and I mean, so let's see where they will end up, man. But yeah, Nottingham Forest with it.
Yeah, it's been a good start for them. I was just going to say that obviously we know the reverse fixture last season was Nottingham Forest 7, Brighton 0. So 9 months later, do you know what I mean? You go there, get a 2-0 dub. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're making strides in it, man. So got to give Hurstler credit finally. So yeah.
Got to give Hurstler credit, man.
Hurstler.
All right, man. That was all the games. Let's head over to the bar, man. It's getting late, cuz. Yeah. It's getting late, cousins. Any shots?
Yeah. Got some shots. Oh, probably.
Have I got any shots?
I've got a shot, but it's not a good shot. It's not a good shot. So I'm gonna take a Sambuca in it because I don't fuck with Sambuca in it. And the shot is for the Arsenal team, man. Like, do you boys want to stand up and be counted when the opportunity presents itself, or are you gonna flatter to deceive? Because I'm gonna keep it a buck. It was a great week for the club. But the performance today was unbecoming of a team that wants to win the Premier League. Like I said earlier on in the season, like Man City of old, Liverpool of old, you give them an inch, they take a mile. So the next time you, man, go down, play a team that goes down to 10 men, you have to be better. You have to put up a better performance. I have to go away, even if maybe we don't win the game, I have to go away feeling better about the performance. And I did not feel great about that performance against 10 men today. So we go again on Wednesday, Brentford at home.
Dub.
If we don't get a dub, if we don't get a dub, we will come back to this game and people will still tell me if it's a good point or not. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh, Mace, that's for you,
Let's wait
Mace.
on Wednesday. Let's wait on Wednesday. That's what I'm going to say.
Pew, pew.
Anyways, my shot goes to Mikel Merino, stepping up again when we need him. Great goal. And I guess a second buy shot goes to the team. We weren't good, but we fought for something. We took a point. And honestly, to reply to Toast, that particular point would remain. If we win, if we beat Brentford and then the other games we get to lose, we look back at this Chelsea game like, oh, we didn't get a point, we get dropped 2. So it's the same situation that remains. We just look as a positive and then move on. As Mikel did say in his presses, I still think it's a little bit of an excuse. He said Chelsea had one more day to prepare, and etc.
He did say that.
He said that. I think it's an excuse.
No.
I think it's an excuse. I think he said Chelsea had one more day to prepare, and they're a good side. They even beat a great Barcelona team. So essentially, what he's trying to say is like this point is not as bad as people are making it. So those are my shots. Mikel Merino, and for the team for at least leaving with something. That's it. We left with something. So let's move on.
Okay, my shot. If I do this, listen, man, I'm not the one for knee-jerk reactions. I'm not the one to get emotional. I'm not the one to, to be calling for players' heads after game week 10, 11, 12, especially if they are proven. And that's Alexander Isak, man. Like, for me, this Alexander Isak thing, the way he's performing, yes, could you have expected more goals from him, or not even goals, but like actual contributions whenever he's been called upon? Of course. But the way his situation has played out, it was very unlikely that that was going to happen straight away in terms of like him not having a preseason, him not training properly, and him having 2 muscle injuries in the midst of all these games and everything happening. Not only that, obviously the club that he plays for are in a terrible, terrible vein of form. So it's going to be hard for him to perform well if the others are not performing well. But I was really happy for him to, you know, get the opening goal today. So not like the second goal, but the opening goal to break the deadlock. You know what I mean? Because I think that will do a lot for his confidence. And the way he took the goal as well, that was just vintage Alexander Isak. First time, the only place he could hit it, he hit it and it went in. You know what I mean? And this is what we need. This is the type of clinicalness we need from him. And I thought, personally, his overall game today wasn't amazing, but it was good. You know, he had a few other chances as well. A couple of chances where, you know, the keeper, where he could have had a tap in, but the keeper was just there. You know what I mean? So he was a little bit more sharp, a little bit more hungry to get a goal, to get there, to be in the box, to be the poacher that we know him to be. And I just hope that this will, you know, open the floodgates for him now, man. I don't know how many goal returns I'm expecting from him this season. But 10. I need 10. I need 10 by April, Alex. I need 10 by April. So he's got 1 for now in the league. And long may it continue, man. Alexander Isak, that's my 9. My 140 million signing. You get me, Mace Toast. That's my Shout
out, I suck.
I suck. Gerald says, shot for Reece James. Nothing else needs to be said. Reece James has been immense.
Man of the match.
Man of the match, man, today. He ran for when especially when Caicedo went off, he did both jobs, man. So shout out to him. And I've been telling people, man, I've always said, even when Trent was local, I prefer Reece James because Reece James can give me more in different times of needs within a game than Trent can. You know what I mean? So Reece James' only issue was staying fit. And obviously this season so far, for a year, for a whole last season as well, he's been pretty consistently, you know, playing games at the moment. So this is what we need from him as well, man. So I think successful Chelsea will bank on a fit Reece James, man. Fit Reece James, and then obviously the sky's the limit for Chelsea and what they're going to do in all the competitions that they're in. But yes, this was it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining this pod on this Black Friday weekend. The chat, thank you very much, you know, for pulling up. As usual, like, share, subscribe. If you haven't liked this video, please like it. Mace Toast, thank you very much for joining me. My name is Andrew, aka Rapping Drew. We are the VBP boys, and we out.
Peace.
Nah, let me do this one. Peace.